saved my life. It's kind of beat up. It's, we all knew we were getting ready to go into the invasion, but it was like a distant thing. And then all of a sudden, one day they said we're packing up after a year. Said we're packing up, and we went to Wales, and that was, you'd call it a marshalling area. And then after that, we stayed there a couple days, and then we headed down to the docks. And I never did remember where we left from because we got on a boat, a small British tugboat, like, and that's what we went over on. I know we lost one drummer, the drummer in our band. We lost him right on D-Day. But we lost other fellows about different accidents and things like that. Then one fellow lost his leg. He lives in Fairhaven now, and that's the way, But we lost quite a few fellows. You're apprehensive. You don't know what's going to happen. You just hear and you didn't, it isn't like you have news broadcasts. Everything is rumor. And they're telling you this, and the guy said, well, you're going in, some of you won't be coming back. I hate when they said that. Then they read that proclamation from Eisenhower, you're about to embark on the Great Crusade, and, so what, and all that. And then we got up, when we started going over, we got so sick we forgot about everything because that English Channel was rough, and the food we had British food, and we weren't used to it, you know what I mean? And everybody was hanging over. I said, Jesus, let me die now. I was so sick. And then you looked out, and we were in the water, headed there, and that's when you saw all the ships as far as you could see, and planes flying. I mean, it was an impressive sight. Nothing but planes going over the top. The first thing to catch your eye is the bodies floating in the water. You know what I mean? And we're waiting out there, and you don't know when we're going in and what, and someone says, all right, let's go, and then you have to go in. And they were supposed to be bombing the beach, so it'd be easier to go in, and it seemed like they missed all the gun placements, and especially on Omaha Beach. And then we pulled in there early on D-Day, and then from then on we stayed in the boat, and then all we could see was cloud smoke. You couldn't see anything because there was explosions, and it was like a big fog in front of you. And then it never did clear until that afternoon. A fellow said, it's all right, it's time to go in. And I said, how are we going to get in? There's no dock. No, you could jump in the water. And we had to wade in. And they went in as far as they could because it wasn't a large ship, And we waded in. And that's where our problems first started, because we were supposed to be using a rope as a guideline, and the line broke and people were struggling in the water, especially if they were shot. Then we landed on the beach and regrouped on the beach. The colonel told us we got to dig in right on the beach. So we dug foxholes there, and he made us go over the ground with fox to try to detect these anti-personnel mines. The ones that couldn't be picked up by mine detectors. And we went over the ground and went over and went over. Then he said, all right, dig in. And he stepped back and stepped right on one. This was the colonel. Yes, the next day, that's when reality set in, and you began to see the destruction around you. And you see it picking up bodies and things like that. I saw them. They brought down these two German prisoners. They made them bring 2 stretchers. And the stretchers had one body and all these legs and arms piled on there, you know what I mean? It was a sight that I never forgot, And when we moved up there, we had a band in Scotland, And so after we came home from the boats and we were on the next level, we had sneaked our instruments in a weapons carrier. So the guy says, "What have you got in this weapons carrier?" And the guy says, "We got music." He says, "You have gasoline or ammunition?" He said, "We got musical instruments." So anyway, they didn't want to let them go. They brought them over to us. So one day when we came back and we were sitting on the up on the beach there, on top of the ledge there. So we started having a little jam session, and we had a full-time band in Scotland, so it wasn't new. So some high-ranking officer came by and he heard the music, and so he said, "That's what we need for morale on the beach." And I said, "Phew." And so he said, "Well, do you have a band?" And so we had a band master. And he said, "Oh yeah, we got a full band, a swing band, and a marching band." So he said, "Well, that's what we need." So then they separated us. They said, "Well, we're going to let these guys go out, and it's good for morale." So we started going out every night. We'd go to some forlorn place and play for the soldiers, you know what I mean? We played band music, songs like "This Is the Army" and a few waltzes and whatnot. And then we'd take the swing band out, and then we'd, play the latest songs, "Jumping at the Woodside," "Tuxedo Junction," and songs of the day, swing songs. So it was great. We played all over the beach. Played in parades. We played in the Bastille Day parade, and that was a thrill. Because when we came along, we played the Thunderer. That when we went by the reviewing stand, we played a lot of numbers, but that was a featured number. You know what I mean? When we played that, and the crowd really went crazy. Then I had the opportunity at the first cemetery, when they dedicated the first cemetery in France. Our band played there. Here's a picture of the band. I got to remember. Right here. It was a small band, but they were loud. Yeah, I danced and everything. And I got this one I got this one later on in France. But they brought us some other. This is. What saved my life. It's kind of beat up. I think one of the valves is stuck. I haven't played in so long. I'm done. All done. It saved my life. It gave me a lot of joy. A lot of other people joy too, considering I wasn't a big star or nothing like that. You can say this trumpet was battle weary.